Hi everyone, my name is Deborah Oladele, and I am here basically to talk about goals, how you can set your goals, alright, and how you can work towards achieving your goals. So basically, I'm doing this for my community. So when we were about to enter 2023, I you know I sent like one or two mails discussing goals and how you can set goals to achieve them. And then I wanted to just have a few people come together, in like an accountability group where we sit down to discuss our goals and then work towards achieving it together. I discovered that as people were signing up to be part of that accountability group, they didn't really understand what goals mean and what it means to set goals, what set goals are. And because of that, I decided to put a pause to the accountability group and then come up and shoot this video to just help them understand what goals are, how we can set goals, and how we can work towards achieving them. Because being in like an accountability group is just one of those reasons or one of those things you can do to achieve your goals. It's not all. So you can get into an accountability group, but if you don't have well defined goals, if you don't have some other things in place, the likelihood that you will achieve your goals are still very low, even though you are in the accountability group. Also, you will make it difficult for those working together with you in the accountability group to help you push towards your goals because your goals are not well defined. All right, so it's important that this video comes up. I get a number of people to watch it before we can now come up with something like an accountability group maybe later. Okay, so before you set goals, one of the things you should do is to conduct an audit on yourself. Conduct an audit on yourself. And basically, I would be talking around conducting an audit, to understand your value system. There is a lot of things that go into, or there are a lot of things that goes into conducting an audit. So I won't be able to cover everything in this video. I'm just going to limit it to the things I think you need to set goals, all right? The audits that I think you need to conduct, in setting your goals. So I'm going to talk about one major thing and then add one extra thing just to drive home some points. But before we go to conducting an audit, let me start with this first point. Understand your seasons. Okay, so this first point is basically on how you can map out a goal. Okay, so you are at that point where you are asking, what goal should I pick? What goal should I even go for? Or how do I even set my goals? What are the things I should come up with? Number one thing to do is, first of all, understand your season. Okay, so we are all at different seasons in our lives, and understanding your seasons will really help you set clearly defined goals. Okay, so if you are a nursing mother, for instance, your season is different from my season. Okay, I don't have any baby, I'm not nursing any baby, so automatically it means that even though you want to achieve some other things in your life, you cannot take out the fact that you are nursing a baby. So nursing a baby is a major goal for you, whether you set it or not. Whether you have to nurse the baby, you don't set goals to feed your baby, right? You don't set goals to bathe your baby. It's something that is already there for you to do. You just have to do it. So for instance, that's a season where you are that I am not in that season. Okay, if you are also married, you are also in a season different from my season in that sense. Okay, so while you have a husband to attend to, I don't have any husband to attend to at the moment. So you would understand that it's going to be different. If we are pushing towards the same goal, the fact that you have something extra in that sense, like you have an husband to attend to and I don't have an husband at this point, makes it already the time you will be spending to attend to your husband is like an added time for me to focus on my goals. And that is why it's not good to compare yourself with another person. Okay, so you don't look out and say, oh, this person is doing so much, oh, she's pushing through her goals, she's doing big things, and you start to feel down with yourself that you're not doing better, you're not doing a lot. Sometimes the season where you are, you can't do a lot, okay? And you don't know the season that the person you admire is. That person probably doesn't have any other thing she's doing. Maybe she's not even going to work, maybe she's not running a business, maybe she's just focused on that one big thing. So you cannot compare yourself with that person to say you're not doing enough, or you don't commend yourself because of that. Okay, so first thing is understand your season. What season are you? Are you raising one child? Are you raising 3 kids? Are you married? Do you have an aged parent living with you? What's your business like if you have one? What's your career like if you have one? Are you in a job whereby even on Saturdays you have to go to work? Some people have Saturdays and Sundays themselves, they don't go to work. Some people have Saturdays and they have to go to work on that Saturday. So understand that if you have a career that requires that you go to work on Saturdays, that means you really cannot do much on your goals on Saturday. Compared to myself, that I have my Saturday all to myself. Do you see? So these are things you want to first of all understand before you even say, let me set goals. Okay, so number 1 is understand your season. It's very, very important. It will help you to appreciate yourself. It will help you to appreciate your journey. It will also help you not to be too hard on yourself or giving yourself too much to do when you really cannot do it. Okay, number 2 is conduct an audit on yourself. This is very, very, very important, and I'm going to talk on 2 major things, or 1 major thing and 1 other one that is not major in that sense. Okay, so the first one under conducting your audit is, what are your value system? What do you value? Okay, this question is very important because it helps you to define the kind of goals you want. It helps you to see clearly what you should be pursuing. If you don't have values, or you don't understand your values, or you cannot even clarify your value, you won't be able to set goals that are great. You won't be able to pursue something that is meaningful, okay, because you don't understand your values, or you probably don't even have values. But I'm going to assume that people who have been in my community for a while should be people who have value, okay? But sometimes you cannot even clarify the value you have. And I don't mean value in the sense that, oh, I can write for you, or I can handle your social media account. I don't mean value in the sense that what can you do for somebody. I mean your value system. What do you treasure the most? What are your standards? That's what I mean. What is your vision for life? That is what I mean. Okay, so you can start this way to clarify your values, to say, what are the 3 biggest things that makes meaning to me in my business right now? Ask yourself, what are the 3 most important goals in my business right now? So we are conducting an audit, not looking at your life in general, but looking at each aspect of your life. So you have a business, for instance, sit down and say, what are the 3 most important goals for my business right now? In the sense that, what are the 3 most important things I should be doing in my business right now to help me reach more people, to help me make more sales, to help me get more quality product and be able to offer more quality service? What are those 3 things that you need to do? Okay, you want to pick your career too and say, what are the 3 most important goals that I should be doing in my career today, right now? What are the 3 most important goals for my finances right now? What are the 3 most important goals for my health right now? It helps you to see what you really should be doing, and then you can now set your goals around that. Okay, so that is how you can go deep to uncover what goals you should pursue, what you really should pursue in a season of your life. So you want to take every aspect of your life, take your spirituality and say, what are the 3 most biggest goals that I should be doing right now in my work with God, in my spirituality? What are those 3 most important goals? What are the 3 most important goals I should be doing in my health? Okay, so take every aspect of your life and sit down to uncover those 3 important things that you should focus on right now. Okay, on the flip side of that, you should also ask yourself to say, what are the 3 most biggest concerns in my business right now? What are the 3 most biggest issues, things that irritate me, things that bothers me? What are those 3 biggest things that bothers me in my career? What are those 3 biggest things that bothers me in my finances? So for instance, you look at your finances and you discover that, okay, one of the things that bothers me is I don't have I don't want to say to an overflow, because that's relative. Okay, so maybe one of the things that bothers you the most in your finances is you just have something to get by, in that sense, right? All you have is all you have in your hand. You don't really have any savings in your bank account. You don't have any investment anywhere. All you have is just maybe 12,000 naira somewhere, or 8,000 naira somewhere. And once it finishes, you have to just be trusting God and, just be looking out for how to get more. You don't have any money expert. That might be one thing that bothers you. Okay, maybe another thing that bothers you is the way my income stream is not strong enough, is weak. Okay, that is one thing that could bother you in your finances. So you want to sit down and say, what are those 3 biggest issues, 3 biggest things that bothers me the most in my finances? What are those biggest worries, in my health? What are those biggest worries in my marriage? What are those 3 things that gives me so much worries in my marriage, in my parenting? You want to sit down with every aspect of your life and uncover that. By the time you have the 3 most important things that you should be doing in your business, and then you also have the 3 most important things that worries you the most in your business, and you bring it together, you can start to see how you can map out a goal that is suitable and workable to achieve for yourself. Okay, so the second thing under conducting your audit that I'm going to talk about is what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? You need to conduct an audit on that. However, I must say that something is a weakness for you does not mean you cannot pursue and win in that area. Okay, that is a weakness for you is just a call to say you can be better here. It doesn't necessarily negate the fact that you shouldn't set goals around it, or the fact that you can't win in that aspect. So I am careful to really expatiate more on this, because I believe that you can grow yourself. Okay, so in the area of your weakness, you can grow. And when you start to grow in the area of your weakness, any goal you set around that is achievable. So even in conducting an audit on your strengths and weaknesses, for instance, what is important is maybe at this point in your life, you don't have too much time. So you want to focus on that which is your strength and go straight into it. Okay, but you cannot always just fixate on your strength alone when setting goals, because it means that the areas of your weaknesses will just be there, and they will keep getting weak and weaker and weaker. However, I believe that you are trying to achieve all-round personal development. You don't want one part of your life to be doing so well and another part of your life is just anyhow. Okay, so in conducting an audit, when you know your strengths, you know your weakness, what it helps you to do is, when you set goals, you know the goals that are tailored towards your weaknesses. So you know that you need probably more time to focus on it. You need more energy. You need to dedicate more tenacity towards achieving it. That's just what conducting an audit around your strengths and weaknesses would help you achieve. So the idea is not to say when you discover your weakness, don't set goals around your weakness. No, the idea is to help you understand how you can now expand the goals that are in line with your weaknesses, the goals that are in line with your strengths, because you have to tackle them in different ways. You cannot tackle goals that are in line with your strengths the same way you tackle goals that are in line with your weaknesses. Okay, and I believe I've been able to expatiate on that very well. Okay, so moving on to how to now set your goals. What we just looked at basically is how you can map out a goal to say, okay, this is goal I want to achieve in my career, this is the goal I want to achieve in my business. That's what we just did. So how can you start to put it together to prepare yourself in achieving those goals? How can you start to set those goals? Number one, I would say, what is your why? Understand your why. And this is also still connected to conducting an audit on the various aspects of your life, so that you are able to get a strong why. If your why is weak, you really would not be able to accomplish your vision. You really would not be able to accomplish your goal. So what is your why? And you need to make sure that your why is personal. Okay, don't make your why about somebody else. Don't make it about what your parents want you to achieve. Don't make your why about words your family wants you to achieve. Don't make your why about what your friend wants you to achieve. Don't make your why about what you are seeing some people do on social media. Don't make your why around anyone. Okay, you are setting goals for yourself, so make it personal. Make your why something you want to achieve for yourself. What is that thing you want to achieve for yourself? What do you want for your life? Okay, if your why is weak, you won't achieve anything at the end of the day. And a weak why is a why that stems out of what you see on social media. So you can't say, oh, Debbie just released 2 books, I think I want to write a book too. No, that's not how to do it. Okay, so you don't make your why is not about someone else. Your why is about you. Your goals are about you. Does it mean you won't do something for people? No, that you can help people, you can do things for people. Okay, but start with your why. Start with yourself. Start with your vision. Start with your values. Start with what you want to see in your life. Start with what you want to achieve for yourself. Don't make it about your parents. Don't make it about your family. Don't make it about your siblings. Don't make it about your friends. Don't make it about social media. Don't make it about, oh, this looks like what everybody is doing now, so you want to do it. No, please. Don't make it about all of those things, okay? Make it personal. Make it about yourself. Number 2, I would say write your goals, okay? Write your goals. And I think this is like one of the major, should I say, advice, one of the major points we hear every time around goals. And it is very important. You have to document your goals. Okay, your goals, they lose the potency to come to life when you don't write them down. All right, so you must understand that desiring something as a goal is different from setting a goal. So you can desire to be something, but you are not setting to be that thing. They are 2 different things. And desire is not what gets you what you want, okay? What gets you what you want is when you work towards it, when you pursue that thing. And you don't pursue just by desire. Desire could be a starting point. Yes, desire is a very good starting point. However, you must not stay at the level of desire. You have to push further. So when you desire something, you desire to achieve something, you desire to be something, push further in setting the goals. And you don't set goals in your head. You set goals on paper. It could be your digital paper, it could be, art cover, but you have to write it down. It has to be somewhere where you are seeing it, not in your mind. Okay, it has to be, your goals has to be somewhere where it is before you, where you are set, it is before you. and you can see it every time, you can meditate on it often, you can think upon it every time. One of the things I've discovered about setting goals or writing down your goals, writing down what you desire, is that the moment you write it down and you start to look at it, the moment you write it down and you set it before your eyes, you constantly look at it, you spend time meditating on it, you start to attract. It happens just almost automatically. You start to attract the things you need to bring that into life. You start to attract even knowledge that you need. I mean, as you carry that vision and you set it before your eyes, you meditate on it, some things, ideas will start to drop in your mind on how you can move forward with that goal. So you start to get more knowledge, wisdom on how to go about that goal. You also start to attract things that you need, resources that you need for that thing to come to life. Everything will just start jumping at you, and you'll be wondering, where are all these things all this while? Like, where have they been all this while? The moment you set something before your eyes and you look at it, it's something I have tried and it worked and it's still working for me. Just document it. That's the first thing. Document it, okay? And when you document it, put it before your eyes. Set it before you. Set it before you. It will cause you to run. So when you set it before you, you are looking upon it, you are meditating on it, you are thinking on it. So it's not just that you write in a book and you don't open the book in the next 1, 2, 3 weeks. No. You are writing it down so you can set it before you, so it becomes what you look upon daily. Spend some 15-20 minutes to look upon it, meditate on it. You start to see that you start to attract all of the things, the wisdom, the knowledge, the energy to push the resources you need to push further in it. You start to attract them. You can try it. Okay. And number 3, I have set goals that are within at least 70% of your locus of control. So what I mean by locus of control is that there are things you cannot do directly. There are things you don't have power, you don't have autonomy over directly. Okay? Now, if you are setting your goals, ensure that your goals are at least 70% of what you have complete autonomy over. For instance, if you want to set a goal in your career and then you are setting a goal to say, I will get promotion by the end of first quarter 2023. Now, that goal is not within the locus of your control. You are not the CEO, you are not the founder, you are not the one who dictates who gets promoted at work or not. So when you set that kind of goal, you are likely not to achieve it. I mean, it's not sure you will achieve it, because it's not within your locus of control. It's not within your autonomy. Okay, so that's what I mean by locus of control. When you are setting goals, set goals that are within at least 70% of your locus of control. So it means that you can do everything you need to do about these goals are things you do directly. So if you set a goal to say you want to get promoted at the end of Q1 2023, you are not the determining factor. So even if you do everything you're supposed to do, even if you start to work extra hours, even if you take like 3 more courses and you get certified, even if you start to train people and you start to talk more in the boardroom, whatever it is, the company might still decide not to promote you. They might even say they're not promoting anybody for the next 6 months. And it's not because they didn't see your hard work. It's not because they are not commending you. They are not just able to promote you, because there are also many other things too that determines who gets promoted and how promotion is done in a company. So you don't set such goals. A goal that you can set in relation to that is to say you want to maybe start to earn so amount of money by the end of Q1 2023. Now, that is not necessarily dependent on your company. Of course, your company can get to promote you and you start to earn that kind of money. Also, you can leave that company to a place where you start to earn that kind of money. But what determines the achievement of this goal is that you now say, okay, if I want to start to earn $2,000 by the end of Q1 2023, what are the things I need to do? Get certified, get 3 certifications to add to the certifications you have. That is a goal. You know, that one is not dependent on anybody. It's you that needs to focus to say, I want to get 3 certifications before the end of Q1. And you know that after getting it, if your company does not promote you to get to that point where you earn how much the money you want to earn, you can easily move to another company. And you have grown yourself. You already have 3 certifications added to you. So that's a goal that you have achieved, that already placed you on an advantage, you know, to get the money you want, either in your existing company or in a new company that you will join. Okay, so when you are setting goals, set goals within the locus of your control. Don't set goals that require that you are, or not, don't set goals now. Don't make majority of your goals that require that you don't have direct control over. So you are setting a goal whereby you need a laptop to work and you don't have a laptop, or your laptop is bad, and you have to be visiting your friends or your neighbor, or you have to be borrowing your roommate's laptop to work on that goal. Already you know that this goal is not within 70% of my control, because this laptop is not my own, it's for my friend. Okay, my friend has offered to be giving me every Saturday and Sunday to work, but it still doesn't add up. An emergency can come for your friend and he needs his laptop. Your friend might travel with a laptop, hoping to be back on Friday so you can use the laptop on Saturday, but somehow he didn't get back until late Saturday. You see, it's not your laptop. So your that goal is not within 70% of your locus of control. So when you're setting goals, ensure that you set goals that are at least 70% of your locus of control. Okay, number 4, set goals that align with your true self. Set goals that align with your true self. Okay, and this speaks back to the first point I gave when I said, what is your why? So what is that thing how are you wired? What is that thing that is in connection and compatibility with your soul? Okay, you have to set goals that align with who you are. If you don't understand who you are, you will set goals for someone else and you will be working tirelessly to achieve it, but somehow you won't just get to achieve it. If your goals are not true to yourself, and when I mean true to yourself, I mean your inner compass. What is, there is something that is called to you. One of the things I know is called to me is teaching, training, coaching. I mean, the way I'm doing this and I'm passing this knowledge to you, I am happy about it. Like, it gives me so much joy. It's in line with what I just want to do for the rest of my life. It's from within. It's not, nobody's pushing me to do it. I want to do it because it stems from the deepest part of my soul, to just help these people understand how to map out goals and how to work towards achieving their goals. And they are not paying me. I mean, nobody's paying me to do this. So it is in alignment with my inner compass. I love to teach and train and to coach. I love to pass knowledge. I love to raise people. So when I set goals around this thing because it is true to my true self. This is my true self. So I'm not setting goals to do something that someone else is doing that is not true to me. And this is why it's very important to self-identity is very important. Honestly, self-identity is very important. You must understand who you are. Who are you? And maybe I will do another video, just talking about that. Who are you? Who are you? Do you know yourself? Beyond your name, beyond what you do, your career, beyond whether you're a pastor, beyond whether you're a father, or Who are you? Who are you? How have you been wired? What are those things that were put inside of you when God was creating you? And I know somebody can be like, how do I know? I mean, I wasn't there. Yeah, you can know. I mean, those things can be revealed to you. So don't set goals that are opposite to who you are. Don't set goals that are not in alignment with who you are. And that's why conducting an audit is very important before you set goals. Okay, when you conduct an audit on your strengths and weaknesses too, helps you to see the areas where you can do things and do it super well, because it's just you, it's just your thing. All right, so please set goals that align to your true self. Set goals that align to your true self. Don't say you want to be shooting videos weekly for the rest of 2023 because one of your friends is shooting videos and a YouTube channel is already growing. No. That's not a goal that is true to you. Okay, so don't copy people in setting goals or deciding this is what you want to go for. What are your own value system? What do you want from life? Just like I said in point 1, when I said what is your why, I said make it personal. What is it that you want for yourself? It has to be true to you. Let it not be that somebody is saying do this so that you can have this. You know, understand that this thing has to be true to myself. Okay. Number 5, I have SMART goals. Set SMART goals. And this also is a point that is common and, you know, it's always out there. I mean, you'll probably see it everywhere. So set SMART goals. What are SMART goals? Goals that are specific, goals that are measurable, goals that are achievable, goals that are realistic, and goals that are time bound. Okay. So, for instance, let's say you are a mother and you have 2 kids that you are raising, 2 young children you are raising. You are working 8 to 5, okay, and then you want to set a goal that says you want to write a book in 1 month. Let's break it down. You want to write a 200-page book or more than 200-page book in 1 month. Okay, now that's a goal that doesn't look realistic, not because it's not achievable, but it's not realistic based on the season that you are in, based on the things surrounding you. Okay, you have a husband to attend to, right? You have 2 kids you are raising. You don't have a nanny or a maid. You don't have anybody living with you to say the person is helping you, and you are working 8 to 5. Every time when you get back from work, you most likely just want to prepare the meals and then go to bed. Sometimes you might not even have time, you know, to attend to your kids' assignments and all of those things. And then you do that Monday to Friday. And then on Saturday, you are looking to just do the laundry, sleep, you know, maybe catch up with your time with God. That's not the time you want to say you want to sit with a book. Now, can you start the book? Yeah, you can, but it doesn't look realistic that you'll be able to accomplish it in 1 month. How about you say you write it in 6 months so that you can spread yourself very well and you don't get to choke yourself? So you want to understand for each of your goals, are they SMART? You know, that means are they specific, are they measurable? And I'm still going to get to that. Your goals should be measurable in the sense that, okay, so let's say this same woman wants to write the book in 6 months. Okay, a 200-page book in 6 months. How will she measure her progress? So one way you can do that is how many chapters are going to go into this book. So let's say she has 12 chapters going into that book. A way to make this goal measurable is to say, I will write 2 chapters or 2 chapters, or let's say I would write 3 chapters in 1 month each. So 3 chapters in 1 month. That's in 4 months. She has her 12 chapters complete. And then the 5th month is for editing. And then the 6th month is to put finishing touches to it, plan a marketing strategy to get the book out, and launch the book. That's a perfect plan that is measurable. Measurable in the sense that at the end of 1 month, you can sit down and say, did I complete my 3 chapters per month? Or how far have I gone? So you can measure it. It's different from, I want to write a 200-page book and release it by June. You have to set it in such a way that it is measurable. You can look at it and, track your progress. Okay? And it also speaks to giving time to this thing. So when you say you want to write a 200-page book in 6 months, you've given it time. I mean, it is time bound. It's not a goal. You are just saying, oh, I just want to write this book this year. I just want to write this book this year. You are not setting a goal that way. Like I said, a desired goal is different from a set goal. You can desire something, but if you don't take action, it's almost going to get you anywhere. It's definitely not going to get you anywhere. So you can't just be saying, I want to write a book this year, I want to write a book this year, and you're not planning it. You're not making out time to say, okay, I'm dedicating this day, this time, this hour to this thing. Another way to even break that goal further down is to say, so when she says, I'll write 3 chapters in a month, when are you going to be sitting down with those chapters? So I think she could say that I'll look for 2 hours on my Saturdays to sit with this book, and then look for 5 hours on Sundays to sit with this book. Sundays is just after church, she's back home, she rests, prepare the meal, and then she can get on the book. That's a way to even further plan the goal. And I think I'm going to go further in this point, in the next point rather. So number 6 is to say, break your goals down. Okay, break your goals down. Don't don't set vague goals. Make sure they are well broken down. And when I mean broken down, I mean set them into daily tasks. Okay, so you want to write a 200-page book in 6 months. You have not broken it down yet. A way to break it down, just like I mentioned, is to say every day I'll spend 30 minutes, or to say Monday to Friday I'll spend 30 minutes. On Saturdays I'll spend 2 hours. On Sundays I'll spend 5 hours. And in 1 month I should have completed a 3 chapters of my book. That is how to break things down. Your goals must go into daily habits. That's what guarantees that you would achieve them. Okay, so don't set goals that are just broad and you just know that I shall want to do it 2023. Some that's how some people set their goals. They'll be like, this thing, I'll do it this year, I'll do it this year, I'll do it this year. But you're not making out time, you're not putting it into your daily tasks. So when it's like October, you now want to rush yourself and say, wow, this year is passing out already. But if you had put it into daily tasks, it's going to be a lot more wonderful, and it's not going to stress you out. It will be a well-planned stuff. It's like even preparing yourself to not to be good while you're achieving your goals, to not be how do I put it now? To not be choked while you're trying to achieve your goals, because it is important that you even achieve your goals with ease. And I don't mean with ease in the sense of not putting in the work. I mean with ease in the sense of you are not overwhelmed, you are just fine doing your thing. All right, so please break your goals down into daily habits and daily tasks that can help you achieve your goals. Understand what you should be doing daily, weekly, and monthly that will get you to that place where you so desire. Okay, and I have number 7. Keep the fluff out. Okay, keep the fluff out, and this speaks to This speaks to not being complicated in setting your goals. Okay, now you don't have to set goals that covers all aspect of your life at once. You don't have to. We have different aspects of our lives, right? We have our spirituality, you have your finances, you have your health, you have your career, you have a business, probably have ministry, you have your social life, you have relationship, you have marriage, you have parenting. I've listed just 12 now, and there could be more by the time you look deeply into these things. So you don't want to say you want to set goals within all the 12 areas at once. Don't make your goals complicated. If your goals are complicated, it's less likely you will implement it, let alone achieve it. And what you don't implement, you can't achieve it. But when your goals are complicated, that you yourself, you are finding it difficult to wrap your head around everything, it's going to be a problem. So don't set goals around every aspect of your life at once. What I would advise is you can set goals quarterly. Okay, so in the first quarter of the year, you can take 3 aspects of your life that you want to really sit into and work towards. Okay, so let's say Q1, you just want to focus on your health, your finances, and your spirituality. Okay, Q2, you want to focus on your career, your business, and your relationship. You see, and then you pick it like that. So I would say just pick 3 or 4 aspects of your life that you want to focus on in a quarter of the year and set goals around those areas. Okay, don't pick every area of your life at once. If you discover that while setting your goals you are overwhelmed, most likely you are going to be times 10 of being overwhelmed when you start to work towards achieving those goals. Imagine if you are already overwhelmed while setting your goals, how much more when you start to now put in the work to bring them to life. Okay, so don't put unnecessary things in your goals. I mean, don't put unnecessary things. If you know you cannot exercise every day 30 minutes, you don't have to put it there. Don't do it because it's one of the things people do, when they set fitness goals. So you want to join them to set fitness goals. If it's not realistic for you, you don't have to put it in your goals. Okay, so always understand that it's about you. It's not about anybody, it's about you. So set those goals that align. They have to align with yourself. They have to tally with who you are, at your core. Okay, so keep the fluff out, rather keep everything that's not necessary out. And it doesn't mean they are not necessary in that sense. They are not just necessary for the now, for the season in which you are in, for this time, this 60 days or 90 days that you want to focus. They are not necessary. They can come in later in another 60 to 90 days. Number 8, I have understand the how of execution. Okay, understand the how of execution. So there is a way to execute. There is a way to do things. There is a way to achieve what you want to achieve, and it varies for different goals. So one way to achieve your health goals is most likely different from the other way to achieve your career goals. Okay, and even looking at your health alone, if you have, let's say, 3 goals listed under your health as an area of your life, one method to achieve one of those goals is definitely not the same method to achieve another of your goals that is under health as an area of your life. So you must understand the how of execution. You don't achieve all goals the same way. You don't tackle all goals the same way. If you don't understand the how of execution and you do all of these things that I've been saying, you will still not come into the accomplishment of your goal. you will not see your goal come to life the way you really want it, because you don't understand how to go about this thing. Okay, so I would say, when you have clarified your goals, understand or go in search for the the simplest and the most reliable way to go about it. Okay, and I'm saying simplest not in the sense of so you don't get yourself worked up in that sense. I mean simplest because it's not supposed to it's not supposed to be complicated, so that you don't get overwhelmed while trying to achieve your goals. Not simplest way in the sense of so you don't put in the work and you're just lazy, you are being laid back. No. Because when you tell people to look for a simple way to do things, it makes it look like, oh, you just you don't want them to put in the work. No, that something is simple does not mean you won't have to put in the work. It only means that it's not complicated. Like, you can see it clearly and directly, like, this is how to go about this thing. Okay, it's not complicated, you are not overwhelmed, and you are fine as you go about achieving. So that is what I mean by a simplest way to achieve that goal, and the most reliable way in the sense that it is fast, and not fast in the sense that you want to achieve it quick. Some things don't come quick the way we want it, but fast in the sense that if there is a faster way to do something, don't go for the way that is slow. Okay, go for that one that is quick and fast. So far it is legit, and it's okay, there is nothing wrong with it. Go for it. Don't spend too much on something you can spend 2 weeks on. Okay, and sometimes the reason we spend too much on something we should have spent 2 weeks on is because we didn't even know that you could spend 2 weeks on it. So when you are trying to find out how to execute this goal, you have to go for knowledge and go for wisdom. Okay, if you need to read books, if you need to ask questions, if you need to learn about it, go do all of those things, so that you don't spend 2 months on what you should have spent 2 weeks on, and you should have moved on. All right, so in all, this point is basically saying understand the how of execution. There is a way to execute things. There is a way to write book and bring it to life. Okay, if you don't understand it, acknowledge it in yourself that you don't understand it, and seek help, seek knowledge, seek wisdom, ask questions, so that you don't get there's a way you can be on one goal, and you know in yourself that you are only moving around circles. You are not actually moving forward, you're not actually progressing in that aspect of your goal. You are only running in circles, even though you are doing a lot of things on it. You are putting in the effort, but you're still running in circles. So you can be putting in effort, and the efforts you are putting in is the wrong efforts. So you have to go for knowledge, go for wisdom, understand the how of execution, so that you are not even putting in the wrong efforts. It's really going to be sad if you've been working yourself up on something for a while. You spent money, you spent energy, you spent time, you spent resources, only to discover that that's the wrong way to go about it. Oh no. And you could have avoided that if you had asked questions, if you had sought for knowledge, and gone for wisdom. Okay, so please understand the how of execution before you step out. It's very important. Okay, number 9, I have be accountable. Apply accountability. Be accountable. Very, very important. I mean, this one has actually changed my life, changed the way I do things, and it has helped me to achieve my goals faster. I mean faster. Please, by all means, be accountable to somebody. You can't do life on your own. You can't do life on your own, and this is for everybody, whether you're a man or a woman. You can't do life on your own. Apply accountability. Get yourself into a power circle, and by power circle I don't mean just your friends that you just, I mean people who achieve things and they have a proven record of, they do things, they don't mess around, they are not just being lazy, and they do things. Get yourself into that circle, and you don't have to be sentimental. Don't say, oh, I don't have any of my friends in this circle, why am I doing it? Or don't say, oh, I prefer to be in my friend's circle. If you know that your friend's circle is not helping you achieve what you want, then you leave. And you don't leave in the sense of you are not being friends with them. No, nothing is stopping your friendship. Just that you want to belong to a different circle that can help you get to where you want to get to. There is no wisdom staying where you know that you're not going anywhere, but you're still there. What's the essence? You know you're not going anywhere, but you're still there. No, it's your life. So you have friends, and that's fine. But if you see a power circle that can help you achieve growth and development, plug yourself into it. Get an accountability partner. And you see, on this one too, you can't be sentimental. You can't say, because you're my friend. Yes, friends can be accountability partners, but it has to be a friend that is also a doer, that also has goals that want to achieve. I mean, it has to be a friend that is going somewhere. You can't just say, because it's my friend, automatically it's my accountability partner. If they are not going somewhere, they won't see that serious need or that urgency to keep you accountable, because they don't really value it that much. So even if you keep telling them, please always remind me to do this, always wake me up at this time, or if you tell them everything, because it's not something they really value that much, they won't be able to keep you accountable. So you want to put sentiment aside and get a very suitable accountability partner. And it doesn't have to be your friend. The person might not be your friend, but you know that this person can help me get to where I'm going. And yeah, you plug yourself in. Okay? Belong to an accountability group. These are things that can really help you. Okay? There are groups that are set up specifically to help you achieve goals. That's why it's there. Some groups are just for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, just to help you achieve your goals. And sometimes these groups are paid, and you have to just be able to pay sometimes to get what you want. It's not every time free. You cannot always get everything free. And it's also a mindset to really correct, because most times we want everything free. The moment there is money attached to it, you disembark, and then you disappear, and then you wait again till next year before you pursue that one thing. So sometimes you have to pay to get into all these power circles. And another reason why it's very important is because many times when it's free, you won't take it serious. Even if the accountability person is on you morning, afternoon and night every day, you won't still take it serious because your money is not there. So when you are able to put your money there, number one, it shows that you are really serious and you want to achieve this thing against all odds. Then number two, it helps you in the times where you are lazy, you don't want to do anything. You remember that I paid 25k somewhere, no, I can't misbehave. So it's really a good thing, and it also actually shows how much you value yourself. Honestly, it shows how much you value yourself. If you cannot pay to grow yourself, then there is problem. You don't value yourself that much. If you cannot pay to achieve growth in your life. Okay, so another thing you can do is to get a coach. Get a mentor that can look over what you are doing, help you to even clarify your goals the more. I mean, there is something I'm currently working on, and I keep going back to my coach to say okay, and every time I go back, she's always saying something to say correct this, adjust this. And when I look at it clearly, I'm like, wow, I didn't see this thing. And it's I'm like, yeah, I should correct this, Loto. But you know, I didn't see it. And that's why it's good to have someone like a coach and a mentor in your life. You know, you can't do life on your own. And there are people with a good coach, a good mentor, they have gone ahead of you. Not necessarily gone ahead of you in the sense that they've done what you want to do before. No, not necessarily that. But they have experience already in all of these things. They probably coached like 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 thousands of people, or they have a track record of the hour of execution, and they can help you. So plug yourself into such. Get a coach, get into a power circle, join an accountability group, get a partner to keep you accountable. These are things to do to move forward. Don't be deceived by the people you see doing stuff, doing great things and achieving their goals. These are things they do that you are not doing. So if you're not doing it, you can't expect to see the same results as they. It's not possible. Okay, and number 10, I have track your progress. Track your progress. Very important. Track your progress. Track your progress. You have to be able to measure often how far you are doing with your goals. Okay, so don't leave your goals too long before you attend to them. So don't set your goals at the start of January and the next time you are going back to hit is at the end of February. No. You know, my coach would always say the goals that comes to life are the goals that breathe. I mean, if it's not breathing, then it's dying. You don't know, but it's dying. I mean, so you have to track it and say, are you breathing? You have to have that time where you come and check again and say, are you still breathing? Are you still here? So track your progress. And I advise people to track their progress weekly. Don't do it 1 month after. It's too long. Do weekly. Weekly is just so good. What have I achieved in my goal this week? Before you enter the next week, do it that week. It really helps you. Don't go too long without tracking your progress. And one thing that it also helps you to achieve is you are able to see if the plan that you have mapped out for yourself is working or not. Okay, if it's not working, you want to say, okay, do I need to adjust something here and there? And it also helps you to see how far you have come, such that you can commend yourself and you give yourself thumbs up and encourage yourself. Okay, so track your progress, measure how you are doing. All right, so these are my 10 what do I call it now, 10 points that can help you set goals that won't fail. Okay, so if you adopt these points, I mean these 10 points, I can assure you your goals will not fail. I can assure you that. So these are 10 steps to setting goals that fails not. Okay, and I believe that I have been able to do justice to this, and I must say that there are a lot of things that goes into setting goals and achieving goals. I mean, I've just brought out some part of it. There are different types of goals that you even need to know and understand. There are also other ways to even clarify the goal you should be focusing on. So I only talked around conducting an audit, understanding your season, but even in conducting that audit, there are other questions that you could even be asking yourself to see clearly what you should be pursuing and to understand your value system. Okay, but I can't really go into everything, but I think that if you follow everything just in this video, I mean, it's going to change your goal setting and your goal accomplishment game. I can assure you that. Okay, thank you guys. I'm happy to do this for us. Please drop a comment for me. drop a question if you have. I'll be happy to attend to questions. Okay, I think I'm going to I have this personal development workbook that I worked on 2020, and it's really a good one. It helps you to put your goals into writing. You know, one of the things I said is to document your goals. Okay, and there is a way to document your goals. There are things that you must show and reflect in your goal setting. For instance, you have to the day that you want to track the progress of your goal must reflect in your goal setting. So it's not just to write January, I want to buy a car. February, I want to get promotion. That no, there are many things that should reflect in your goal setting. Okay, so this personal development workbook is a very good one that you can use to set your goals. I mean, and I have examples there for you. I have how you can use the personal development workbook. It's there. I have an example for you that I worked on. I have blank spaces that you can also fill in your goals. It's in PDF, and I'll put it up most likely somewhere for you in the description. Yeah, should be in the description part of my YouTube. I'll put it there and you can download it. It's free, so nothing is stopping you. Just go ahead and get your copy. Okay, and I will be happy to hear about the progress of your goals if you end up implementing this process. Okay, and if you really want me to hold you accountable one way or the other, if you want to belong to a group where we can be accountable, I could actually look into that and set up a group for us. Okay, thank you, and I'll be back again when necessary. Okay, bye.